So, where we left off, um, last session, you spent a good bit of time exploring some of the new shops and areas that had opened up to you in the world between, and spent up big on safe room upgrades and then some items for your party members, both some individual purchases and some group purchases, like coming together for the common good. The massive pile of loot, coins, gems, everything that you extracted from your speed run of Dungeon 2 was sorted by Mort, who worked through the night to organize that for you all and divvy it all up as per the instructions that he'd been left with. Um, and he distributed that amongst you guys, whether that was directly or whether you came through and picked up the pile with the note with your name on it. Everyone got their share. Um, and it has been distributed through, and like we covered before the stream, there are some items that as yet still remain unattuned because you've just essentially received them. You gained partial access through some really positive interactions, either deliberately or accidentally, with Tinder the Smith into his, well, not quite into his VIP customer area, but at least getting access to some VIP items. And he also asked you to bring him any mithril that you may find and showed you that material and what he was looking to use it for on a partially finished um, set of chainmail armor, mithril chainmail armor that he was working on that he couldn't quite finish because he has run out of the mithril materials. Um, Zachary, of course, made use of the bathroom a couple more times. Uh, and then after Alia's solo shopping mission, you and coming back together, you all finished up at Arcanum Wares, which is a magic item shop run by an elderly matronly woman named Glimmer Goldleaf. So over tea, coffee, and biscuits that Glimmer seemingly apparated out of nowhere, like everyone's favorite Nana when you turn up at the door, there's nothing and then there's everything. Her rambling conversation informed you that she was currently dealing with a Gnoll problem in her storeroom, and also that wasn't Tinder amazingly cute. And that the Gnolls had essentially broken in to her storeroom, trashed the belongings, the items, the components that she needed to make further wondrous arcane tools and trinkets, and also in doing so had removed the stone out of the gem, sorry, out of the chest of her golem, who is normally the one who assists her heavily around the shop, by the name of Gregory, that had ended up rendering him inert. He'd made it out of the trapdoor, but then was unable to move as the store of energy from that gem had expired. And Tinder had actually slid his giant form over the top of the trapdoor to keep it closed so that the Gnolls had no way of actually getting into the shop proper should they decide that they wanted to. Um, deciding to help her without any hesitation, Fock flexed his way into sliding the giant motionless Gregory the Golem off the trapdoor, and then Zach jumped down feet first, letting everyone know that he was sure it was fine, that she's really nice and there won't be any traps. And thus far, he seemed to be correct. The rest of you made that short 6-ish foot drop into the darkness of the cellar. It's pitch black down there. The only light that is coming through at the moment you have available to you is from that open cellar door. And Glimmer was insistent that if you were going down, you had to leave that open in case you needed to make a hasty retreat from the Gnolls. She didn't want you to find yourselves trapped down there. So for those of you who don't have dark vision, you've only got about 5 to 10 feet of visibility that is from the trapdoor itself with the light that's coming through from the shop. And for the rest of you, you're in this dark cellar. Even those of you with dark vision, it stretches off into the darkness beyond the reach of your 60 feet of that monochromatic dark vision. But nothing has untoward has happened to you. You've dropped into that darkness. The 4 of you are there, having left everything else back at the safe room. What would you like to do?
So currently, Zach and I are already in the pit, aren't we? In the
all 4 of you jumped down.
Oh, we all are.
Yep. I believe Jake's was we must help or we must protect the grandmother. It was something to that effect. And Alia's was something like, fuck it, let's go. Something to that effect. I might be getting the exact words wrong.
I don't remember.
Seems about right.
There was a mix of like really strong, yeah, we'll help, and then there was also yeah.
So does everyone have dark vision?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Alea and
Right,
you and Zachary and Fokionis are the only two with dark vision. Alea
Yeah,
and
got
Jake
dark vision to
not.
60 feet, making this
Okay.
the longest
Should have
fucking
bought that
dark vision in
lamp.
the world.
But you do have like in your kit from when you started, you've got torches and the ability to light them as you used in the start of the dungeon too. I'm not sure what you've got, new Zachary, because you're not old Zachary anymore, where you use your light spell.
No, I have light as well, but I didn't buy a new rapier, I don't think. So, but I have a dagger, so I can cast light on that and just hold it out so people can see. I'd also like to cast mage armor and
On.
You muted yourself, Egg.
And
Earn the push to
like a
talk
good
off, buddy.
Now.
Earn the push to
Cast
talk off.
mage armor.
Fuck. You
God
cast
damn it.
mage armor and
gift of alacrity on myself.
who's the boomers now, smartass?
This newfangled technology.
Wanting
I
us
gotta
to
go put
explain
Bushy in the
fucking
dryer.
Beverly
I'll be back in a
Hillbillies
sec.
references and you can't even work out push to talk. Fuck you. For everybody else, that'll happen before the stream, so that's going to make no sense and just sound like I'm abusing Egg needlessly.
Really, all
Which
that's
he
happened is you've got pushed to tilt.
So, would anyone else like to? So you've now got vision. How far now that you don't have any like magical impeding of that light spell? Is it 20 feet, 25 feet? Egg? How far is it?
Bright light for 20 foot, then dim light for another 20 foot after that.
Okay, so yeah, you've got that lighting out to that, in some way, shape, or form out to that 40-foot mark, but it's still like just like the dark vision that you've got. You can see beyond it, and you still can't see the end of the cellar. Like it's a substantial space that Glimmer has underneath here, and what you guys can see, it is clear signs of having been trashed. Like there's destroyed shelving that was on clearly at some point on walls. There's broken glass and vials, and there's not a lot of items left behind. That appears to have been taken, but anything that essentially couldn't be stripped away has been broken beyond any kind of usefulness. It's like a whirlwind has come through. The gnolls that Glimmer saw have left this section in an absolute mess with next to nothing recoverable. That's what you can currently see. And then the cellar itself, like the walls are very neatly fashioned. Like it's not a cave. It's been crafted and bricked up and constructed as part of the building above. But it's trashed. The 40 to 60 feet you can see.
All right, well, let's
Do we
start
get any
moving.
indication of how much further on it might go? Does it seem like it goes for a long time? Beyond
It seems like it definitely goes beyond the 60 feet.
So those coins that Alea has, if she like throws them, does it tell you how far?
I would
Horizontal.
absolutely allow that and get her to roll an athletics or acrobatics, whatever she'd like to use, whether she wants to be dexterous or strong. See how far she can throw it, and we'll see how far it goes.
Well, I can go either. So flip
You
the coin,
choose.
heads or tails.
Just give us your first roll of the night.
Okay.
Come on.
If you want to do this, so you're taking out one of your coins of delving, make sure you mark that off.
Yeah, that's all good.
Coins of Marco. Oh.
Athletics. Normal.
What did you roll? All right. Well, you see that coin. Alice appears quite disinterested in this whole. Like, yeah, all right, let's go. Gives like this half-hearted underarm throw. The coin bounces, rolls, gets just past the range of your vision with an 8. I'll give you that. That pinging and the noise that it emits, echoing back to you, seems to indicate it's at least another 10 feet of darkness beyond what you can see. I'll give you that for an 8.
All right. Let's go. We move cautiously forward.
I had like 20 of them, didn't I?
Yep. So
50.
you're moving. When you say cautiously, I just want to confirm: are you looking to be stealthy, or are you looking for just to be slow, or are you actually looking for something as you? Just let me know what you're looking to do
Well,
here, so I don't
I
stitch
got
you up.
a giant
Maneuver.
glowing thing in my hand, so I
You
don't
do.
think stealth is an option.
No.
So I think it
It might have
just
been
like
for old Zachary.
maybe. I think yeah. So just yeah, keeping an eye out like for danger cautiously.
Okay.
Yeah, not necessarily stealthily.
I'll give you that. Even just using the passives, which I know are not brilliant for your group, nothing is setting off any kinds of danger sense. What I will get you to do though is Zachary, you who is taking the lead on this, and
Oh god.
I am happy for either one person to assist you, or you can just roll by yourself. Can you just give me a perception check as you guys hit, like just
Would
carefully
you
moving
like
along,
assistance
keeping an
or?
eye out? You've gotten to the edge of where you were previously almost, and you can still see that darkness extending on. Just can you give me a perception, please?
You don't want that.
This is
Did he
great.
say yes or no
Right.
to that assistance?
I don't know. You didn't. I
No,
didn't hear anything.
it's fine. I don't think
No,
I think his
it's
mic was muted again. I swear he said he
Um,
wanted assistance.
look, with all the
Yeah,
confidence,
I vaguely heard him cut out as he said it.
with all the confidence that you had in Glimmer, and the faith that you showed in the wonderful food that she gave you, and her really pleasant, if doddering demeanor, you're pretty calm. Like, you give it a cursory glance. There's nothing around, and there isn't. Fortunately for you with that role. So
Yeah,
as you, yeah, you're right.
what are the odds of another like person we help turning into like a were rat and trying to kill us? You know,
Where
what are
Gnoll?
the odds?
And look, the last were rat got replaced with a were cat or a cat. So surely the universe is on your side.
Surely.
So what you do get is that it looks to the
Yeah,
two
let's
of you with
finish.
dark vision like the end of the you sort of can see almost the end of the chamber. The light from behind you is very much dimming. It's now about 50 feet away. It looks just the shape of the way the chamber is going, and a little bit of debris you can see down in the back right hand corner. It looks like maybe you're coming towards, if not the end, then maybe a scene of a bit more destruction than what you've seen so far, where you're currently standing. So at the moment, you've progressed about 50 feet from where you entered, and it's still in this very, well constructed cellar storage space.
I'm just making an assumption, but just to clarify, where we entered was like physically one end of said room. Like there was nothing behind us. We could only go one way.
Correct. Yeah, correct. No, good question, but yeah, you dropped down and essentially you were in with clearly visible two walls and one behind you. And the one behind you is almost directly butting up against, maybe 5 feet deep from the trapdoor at most.
Roger that.
All right.
Right, so we're walking. Obviously, we can see beyond now that have we followed Egg down?
Don't know, have you?
Have we followed you down, Zachary? Or are
Yeah,
you?
you're right behind me, guys. Right?
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm right
totally.
behind Fox.
hold on.
And you look back to see that Jake is almost like a shadow in step behind Fokionus's footfalls. With Alea just strolling along, snacking on something
Looking for a
that she's
coin.
pulled out of a sack. Don't look too closely at it. It may not be something you want to be too aware of. So yes, appears the rest of your group is with you, Zachary.
Okay. Yeah. Keep moving forward.
All right. So even just taking like another 5-10 feet of movement, you can
Keep
see
swimming.
the two of you with dark vision first, but then continuing to walk along so that your light actually displays considerately the damage for the rest of your team. You guys can see in that the right hand corner, there is just a inward explosion of like destruction of the bricks, everything that had been neatly built to create this cellar space. There is around an 8-foot rough blown in circle of debris that is very clearly the entry point, or that the Gnolls made coming into this chamber. And as you get that close, like you're almost upon that entry hole without actually being right up against it, the sound of your footsteps is kind of echoing a little bit off the chamber that you're in, and then also the hole that's been left. It's a little bit different because the structure and integrity of the room has been broken up. You can hear some faint dripping of water somewhere, echoing down through that hole in the wall. And you can hear the distant like howls and snuffling and animalistic noises. They're not loud, but they do definitely carry like an unsettling, hair-raising on your arms for some of you and your whole body for others of you, reaction from the guttural and animalistic bloodlust and aggression that you can hear. Despite everything that you've been through, that sort of hits right into the base of your brainstem and elicits a reaction from you. There's definitely some animalistic noises coming from down the hole that's been made in the wall.
Ew, gross.
Do any of you, sorry, before you do anything further, do any of you speak Gnoll? I just need to
Ooh.
ask that before I ask my next question.
No.
Or not?
No,
No?
no, I don't speak Shannon.
God, that's some deep cuts. Ah.
No good. Okay.
I'm wondering if they're going to ask me to explain that one along with the Beverly Hillbillies reference, the Shannon Gnoll reference.
Come on.
Okay, I don't get it. No one's saying yes, so that's where we'll leave it. You don't pick up anything else from what you've heard there. You've just got that hole in the wall. Like I said, around 8-10 feet tall. It's pretty black from where you're currently standing because you're not up against it. You're kind of looking at it from an angle. You can see it's there, and that's about it.
So before that renovation, her like cellar was just a long, like, what, 80-foot, just a long corridor.
Yeah, as you've been going along, so the cellar that's built underneath, it was around 20 feet wide by, you're estimating the distance you've walked, but it was around 120, 130 feet long. And it's just a rectangular structure. The roof is about 12 feet tall. Essentially a bricked in, very well insulated. It's nice and cool. Very well put together, apart from the section that has just been blown inwards by something. Cellar / storeroom.
It's massive, and it's like, and is it? So it has like, does it have stores, like stuff stored on the sides, or?
You're noticing as you get further, like as you've gotten further into the room, I'll give you this without any kind of rolls, that the main destruction and where it appears that items were stored were closer to the trapdoor. This far end of the room does not appear to have had much in it at all. Just based on what you saw as the destruction at the far end, there doesn't appear to be that much destruction at this end. It appears to be largely unused at this stage where they've made entry.
All right. Shall we head in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've come this far.
Let's go.
So can you give me, you can go either single file or two abreast into this entryway. It's a snug fit to go two abreast, but for those of you of normal size, and as we know, Alea can occupy space, but For everybody else, can you just give me your marching order, whether you're going single file or two at the front or a combination?
I'll go up the front.
All right. I'll go.
Hmm.
I'll go in the middle.
All right. So Jake, are you? Sorry, excuse me. Are you still shadowing Bocchionis?
Yeah,
Like,
so
will you
if
slot
Zach
in between
will-
him and Zach?
If Zach will let me, I'll actually probably try a walk abreast with him.
All right.
Sorry, with Zach or with Bocchionis?
With
I
Zach.
missed- with Zach. So got
Yeah,
Bocchionis at
I'm
the front.
just like holding my hands up around my face, so just casually, just in case.
Yep.
Like this.
Yep, noted. And Alea, do you want to be up the front or occupying space for somebody, or do you want to tag at the back behind Jake and Zach? Excuse me.
I'm a big where a fuck is.
All right, so walking in and around Fokionis, dexterously dodging and weaving with the big fella. Alia's up there at the front with him. Then we've got Zach and Jake behind. Okay, so despite not having really checked for any kind of issues, you guys walk up what is a slight slope, and what you're walking on is
Oh, I have a
really
question above the table quickly. Sorry.
Yeah, no, go give me that before we
So,
head to the next bit.
I just realized that I don't know how many levels ago I had spells that I was meant to
Yeah.
allocate.
Yeah, you should have 4
Am I
spells now.
allowed to use one right now that I just added this evening?
Yeah, they should be in your character, so yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I am quite okay with that.
I didn't
I've given some
realize.
subtle hints about that a few times without just. I think Egg
Shush.
has as well.
Can I cast Find Traps?
Ooh,
Yeah, absolutely.
useful.
I'll give you that.
Round to go.
So
the name
what's
makes
the
it sound useful,
range?
yes.
120 feet.
Okay, from where you guys are currently.
Like
hang on,
I
let me have a
can.
look at it on you.
It tells me that it's present, but it doesn't tell me the location.
So it's pretty
Okay.
useless.
So
No,
within
well, it keeps us on our toes.
the only other thing I need to know, because it hasn't actually come into your
Press
character
J.
yet, I'll import you again when we actually finish the hallway that you're currently on. How long does it last for? Is it a concentration? Does it have a
No, it just
time
says
frame? Or is it like an
casts one
instant ping,
action
like a radar?
instantaneous.
Yeah, so it's basically pinging 120 feet from you guys. All right, give me
Yep.
2 seconds to see what you can see. Hang on. All right, you pick up. You said it picks up that essentially that they're there, but not the number and location. Is that right?
Yes.
Yep.
And the general nature of the danger.
General nature of the danger. I don't have it to look at it. I'm just going to give you some general information. You can definitely pick up that within 120 feet of you, there is at least one, and then very faintly maybe a second trap. And without actually reading it, because I haven't been able to import you, I can give you that at least one of them appears to be obscured or hidden in some way from where you currently are, because you've just entered into this hallway.
Man, I could have used this in the last dungeon. A mechanical pit trap, for fuck's sake.
Tell you what it could use is a fucking map in this dungeon. Just saying.
Heaven
An
forbid
unstable
that
ceiling or a hidden sinkhole.
that Mort didn't. Okay, hang on. So it's trapped within range
Yeah,
that's
you need to
in
go to the
line of
bathroom.
sight.
Yeah.
So, Ali, at the moment, your line of sight is
0.
40
But
feet.
I could cast another one if I really wanted to.
I'll let what I said stand, because you've already heard it. So within that 120 feet in the general direction, you've picked up 1 or 2 hidden traps. So I'm not going to ask you to forget that because I know you won't. But now that I've imported you again, I'll look at that spell again.
It's
Should you use it
so
again?
terrible.
What?
It's a second level spell too. Oh,
Shoot.
So mark off your
Alright,
use.
so-
Yeah, I've done that.
So that
No,
this. So you're going to continue. What would you guys like to do? You feel free to share that info or keep it to yourself. And then make your decision because you've just entered in to this hallway. You can see it stretching off at least 40 to 60 feet away from you. It definitely extends further than that.
Right. And
Oh,
do
the
we
rest
still
of the
hear
group know.
the jibber jabber of distant?
Yeah, you definitely are catching that intermittently. Yeah.
Right. So we can hear stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, distant echoing. That the drip of water on the.
Does it sound like that?
It does now. I was waiting for like the hyenas in the Lion King or something to start doing a speech.
Like those ones.
Yeah, but that's not quite what you're hearing. Unfortunately, they're not quite
Oh,
that
come on.
festive, but that's pretty good. So yeah, are you? What would you guys like to do?
keep going.
Poor John.
All right, so you keep on walking down that hallway. No one's actively checking for traps, but
Apparently
the hallway itself it extends around another 60, 70 feet before you basically come to what is essentially like a rough hewn set of stairs. They're not very high. They're but with the angle, if you went like a straight height, the stairs basically stairs is a really loose description of them. Like they're basically just chunks that have been carved out with enough space to safely put feet down, 1 foot after the other to get down what is a height of around 10 feet. So from the angle that you guys are on, you've essentially come to a sheer face that has then angled upwards with these footholds carved into it. It doesn't require any kind of special abilities to navigate. And then at the top of that is another hole around the same size, that 8 to 10 foot circle. This time around though, the debris appears to have been cleared away because it's not sitting over those stairs. It's been used as as fairly regularly. You can assume from your passive perceptions and intelligences, and cleared away for use. So you've got an angled stairway heading up to another hole like the one you left behind around 80, 90 feet behind you.
Okay. Like if it's used regularly, probably wouldn't be any traps. So
That's an assumption.
Do we still have the ball?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you've still got the rope ball. It ended up being replaced by one of the teeth. You've still got a tooth as well.
Ooh, but that's mama's tooth.
you
Well, we
can
all know who's got the
climb
ball.
up it.
Oh, so Jack just for those stairs, you will have to go up single file. So will that be a similar sort of marching order? Because you can have Fokionis and Alea together, with then Zach, or sorry, then Jake, then Zach.
I'll go at the back instead. Pretty sure
Okay.
Zach's a bit more squishy than I am.
Okay.
Based on my slaps.
So despite all of his confidence, Zach steps behind the beefcake and the rodent as they kind of in sync start walking their way up the stairs, half holding his breath a little bit, pretty sure there's no traps, but not bothering to check for any, despite the fact that the ping revealed that there were some.
You should check
And
the traps. Just
then
go.
a little bit of a breath let out as he sees Fokionis and Alea step through, because basically the top step is then straight through the hole at the top. There's no sort of platform to wait on. So as they step through there, you all make it through that hole without any kind of issue. There was indeed no traps up until this point.
Knew it.
Yet
100%.
now I need to change the map.
God, it's gonna be a trap, and you give me like, Zach should have seen this coming.
So I've loaded this up, but I didn't know your marching order. So I do need to just do some positioning here, just because of the space you're in is basically like a cavern plateau, and then there is like a little rough, ugly leather tent that it looks like at some point someone has slept in or something has slept in. It smells real bad in here. Those walls you can see are actually floor to ceiling walls, so that they're not like a platform you can look over. You can see at one end of where you are that there is a like a rough timber platform that takes you down at an angle to get to the lower, what appears to be a lower level, just from the angle of the timber. That, hang on, just let me make sure everybody can see that with the light. Yeah, you can all see that with the light that's been provided. So I just need, so everybody has come through. There is no point to wait. So that's actually stepping through the wall where you've got Jake, Lily. So yeah, if you just put your characters essentially where you can't go over there. Now, as you step onto that platform, as soon as your party has emerged through the hole and formed up and kind of looked around, no sooner has the final member of your party come through than you pick up, like those of you with dark vision, you pick up that there's some pebbles that kind of fall just out of range of your sight, from the gap where the actually, let me check and see if it's out of the range of your sight. No, it's in the range of your sight. So you can sort of see some pebbles directly ahead at the end of that angular platform. You can't quite see it in detail because it's going downwards, so you don't have a clear view of what's below. But then, without any real warning, the entire section of the wall just falls away, and you hear this guttural from the stomach scream, as this shadowy figure just lights up and is immolated in fire. For the briefest instant, everybody can see it. It's a gnoll for a moment, and then it is a flaming, blistering, burning avatar of death and flame heading your way as it launches from some sort of catapult device in your direction, heading straight over the bridge platform and towards your group. So this flaming gnoll is in midair heading towards you. You guys have got two choices to make. If you have
Flaming gnoll.
arranged a flaming gnoll,
Does it look like this?
sorry. Oh, hang on, I need to come over to actually a flaming shadow gnoll. If you have some sort of ranged attack that you can use as a reaction, you can choose to take a shot at this ball of fire that is heading towards you. If you have a reaction that allows you to do some sort of like dodge effect, which I think Jake at least has, you can choose to use your reaction in that way, because it is pretty clear, even in the instant that you see it, that Gnoll is heading straight towards the platform that the plateau that your group is standing on. I will say, like, this is like in heartbeats that you're seeing this, so you don't have time to run away or duck out of the hole or anything like that. You've got a reaction here that you can choose to fire from the hip if you want to try and attack it with something quickly, or you can, if you have the ability, wait and try and dodge whatever it might be trying to do as it launches itself screaming.
And block with my shield, or try to at least.
You can try. Do you have that as a reaction?
Where am I looking for reactions? I don't know.
So if you're in Foundry, you've got in your actions, there's a little reaction button you can tap, and it'll tell you what you can do as a reaction.
Foundry reaction.
So I'll just go through. So Fokionis is sussing his out. Zachary, what would you like to do as a reaction to this flaming ball of Gnoll heading towards you?
Yeah, can I Can I just try and jump out of the way, or like throw my dagger at it?
You can try and throw your dagger at it.
Yeah. All right.
Yep. Can you
do that.
do an attack roll for me?
All right. Hold on just a second.
Just need to move this.
Press range to attack.
So it's currently, as it launches from about 30 feet away from you. As you're making your reaction, it's around 20, 25 feet away.
Well, its range is 20, so without disadvantage. So should I roll with disadvantage?
At the moment, it's
Yeah.
it is. It's disadvantage for you if you as you throw your dagger.
So it's 13, I think it was.
Yeah, so quick reacting, quick thinking, with all of his magician skills somewhere tucked up his sleeve, where Zachary had. I'm assuming you're not throwing the dagger that's currently got the light spell on it, or are you throwing that one?
I sure am.
Okay,
Yeah.
so throwing this arcing, glorious blur of light that has been, showing Alea and Jake where everything is, heads towards this golem, and it is beautiful in its arc. It's beautiful in its arc. It's beautiful in its arc, and then it dips just before hitting the goblin, heading straight between its eyes, and harmlessly sails over its head, departing the flames momentarily, but disappearing off into the darkness behind at the moment. Light spell's still effective. You may be able to recover it later, but at the moment, the flaming ball of fire is certainly filling your vision. Fokionis, did you figure out what you were doing?
I have no reactions. I only have actions and a special action. So
okay, so you're there watching the dagger fly through and watching half agape at what the fuck is going on with the the flaming gnoll that's heading through the air towards you. I should bring him over so that you guys can. Oh, so let me move him. Jake, you're next. What would you like to do?
I've only got the one reaction, which only halves whatever damage he does if he's doing a proper attack against us.
Yep.
So I'm just not going to. I only get one of those a day. It's whatever.
Okay. Well, when and if he lands, by all means, let me know if you would like to use that. Alea, do you have a reaction?
Nah.
Okay. So the dagger being hurled has been to little effect. Everyone else just watching, go, what the fuck? There was no trap. So Zach said this was going to be fine. And that Gnoll just comes sailing through the air, landing basically slap center of the platform, but I can't do it with the grid. And bursts, immolation of flame. So as it got closer and closer through the fire, you can see just rippling over its skin. By the time, even in that like brief second that it traveled, all of its hair had burned away. The scream had almost disappeared as its tongue burnt out of its mouth as it was open from the heat of the flames. And just before it landed, you guys could all see, because the area was lit up in the brightness of the flame, that strapped all over its body, especially around its chest, with something being held in each hand. All of these vials that at the moment had not done anything at all. They're glistening with liquid that you could see being lit up and refracted in the flames. As that gnoll hits, those vials shatter and explode, and the fire that it had set on itself just erupts into a huge just cylinder of flame that fills the entire plateau that you're on. So I need all of you to make a dexterity saving throw, please. So if your DC, actually, I'll just get you to do that. I've got to roll a few dice here. Hang on. Ooh. That's a bit better for you guys.
Oof. Oh, that counts.
Okay, so that was 12 d6s that went through there, but you got lucky on the second half.
You said
so
it was a
give me
saving throw, didn't you?
Yep, dexterity saving throw. If you're choosing to like keep your reaction, which you'd mentioned before.
And you've used
All
that
right.
halfling ability so many times.
So Zach, what was
What?
yours?
10.
Okay, so you will take full damage, Fokionis.
10.
Okay, so Zachary, you take 31 points of fire damage as
Ah.
that flame erupts at your feet. Fokionis, you take 31 points of fire damage as that flame erupts at your feet. Yep.
Can I take a reaction to cast Absorb Elements?
Is it a
I have a
reaction?
ring of fire
Yes,
resistance.
it is a reaction.
Actually, well, you used your reaction to throw the dagger, though.
Been cool.
Ah.
So you don't get reaction. So no,
Ah.
sorry,
They're not in
this
combat, though.
particular encounter. In this
Wait, did
encounter
I
that you just
roll a
had, though, you
one?
don't get 2 reactions.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Sorry, I'll have to look at Alia's
Neither am
rolls.
I have a ring.
I wasn't really paying attention.
You
Yeah,
rolled
so
a 13.
Fokionis, you actually had attuned, and you do have that ring equipped, which gives you resistance to fire damage. So what reduction does that have? Is that halved? You equipped that in the dungeon. Sorry, after the dungeon when it was. No, sorry, you slept with it and got it.
Yeah, it doesn't say.
Identified.
What does it
All
say?
right.
Let me.
I'll give you resistance
I know,
as
I got a
half,
7.
so
Yeah,
you
I'll
take
just-
15. And someone can correct me if I'm getting that wrong. Jake?
So if you halve it, 15?
Yep, so 15 for you. Your ring, just those flames, you see part of it go into that ring that's on your finger, like, oh shit, and the rest of it singes your eyebrows and gives you a bit of a touch up.
Or
Did we
back
all roll 7?
Hmm?
Don't know. Jake, what was your
23.
roll? You dodge,
alright.
duck, dip, dive around those flames to the best of your ability. You managed to avoid the worst of the heat and the searing hotspots that you pick up on with your reflexes, and you take 15 points of fire damage, and including ducking behind Fokionis at times to let him soak up a bit of where the flames
Are we?
emanated from. And Alea, what did you roll?
13.
13. So you take the full 31 points of fire damage, despite trying to duck out of the way. It slipped through from where you were, and I've got you guys back to front. Sorry. Were with Fokionis, and he could only absorb so much, and you cop a blast of flame. And then as you guys are, oh shit, like tapping that out and dealing with the burns and the welts, and you just see it flashes. It only lasts a moment. The flame doesn't persist. It was a big blast of fire from whatever that Gnoll had strapped all over itself. And you look down to see that there is just this pile of Gnoll goop on the ground that is just this immolated molten remains of Gnoll with some glinting of glassware in amongst that gloop. So what do you guys want to do?
So he's gone, basically.
He has that searing heat that hammered you guys was all strapped to him, and it has just reduced his body to a molten pile of gloop with some like some glinting, reflecting reflections of glass that you can see from like the flickering flames of the leather that caught on fire of that little camp hut that you saw as you walked in.
Right. What the fuck? Oh my god, is everyone okay? Or my eyebrows? I think they're gone.
Retreat?
What? Go back?
Or go forward. Up to you.
Well, no. But that fucking hurt. I don't really want to do it again. I prefer my hair to be removed via wax, not Gnoll. I'll just say.
Well, we're all a little squishy now.
Maybe we should, maybe we can block this hole up, you know?
Yeah, there's a statue at the entrance. It's up to you though.
What could we
Or do you
block
want to
with?
charge in?
I mean, I don't know, you know, he like went poof and he's gone, but fuck, how many more of them are there? What if they're all like
You
that?
don't know. You don't know. I hope they're not all like that. That would.
I mean, I kind of hope they all are on fire currently because it means by the time we get there.
Oh, hey, you know, she's got a point. Fuck. Good thinking. Right, well, come on. Don't leave it to Fuck to make the decision. Fuck.
So as you've been talking, nothing else has followed up the
Oh, good.
the flaming knoll. Nothing else is emerging from the hole in the wall where Fokionis and Zachary can now see quite clearly like a partially broken, what looks to be some sort of mix between like a crossbow and a catapult mini trebuchet that was recessed in the wall and appears to have parts of it broken as it launched the knoll through the rocks. But nothing seems to be following. You can definitely still hear more loudly than before as you're talking, like those animalistic noises and grunts and what sounds like something gnawing on a bone, emanating from somewhere in the
Why do we
cabin, but
always
you
end
don't
up
have
in
line of sight.
basements?
Because we
I'm
say
sorry,
yes.
is this a
to shit.
regular occurrence for you?
No.
In fairness, Cheese World was a warehouse; it wasn't a basement.
Might
To
as
be
well have
fair.
been.
Underground and, you know.
Fucking Zach.
I'll be waiting for him to get the blame.
That's just my fault. Because I missed with my dagger.
Because you can't help it but say yes to fucking everything.
Wait, can I get a comma check on that sentence?
Is this where grammar's the difference between helping Uncle Jack off the horse and, well, you figure out the rest. Just let me say, there's only one way you want to help your Uncle Jack off his horse.
I do not know Jack.
Grammar matters.
Zach's
I'm just gonna growl at Zach.
transported back to high school. Going, oh, fuck.
I legit used to use that example with my year 11 English.
Making shit jokes at the front again. Fuck.
Yeah. Anyway, so what do you guys want to... nothing seems to be following that up at the moment as you've been talking.
Let's forge on. Come on, we've come so far.
It's much better to fully eradicate the problem than just leaving it here.
This is true. Now that we're aware of the problem.
Alright. Alright. Let's take stock. How many healing potions do we have?
You have some potion of harden up or something that you can use?
Oh my god.
I've got some wine, you know. Pretty good.
And before you ask, no, your jug can't conjure healing potion.
Why not?
What about the other one that we've got that we keep forgetting about?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
Your wine flask is just wine, and then the jug you can't conjure. You can't conjure up like 4 gallons of healing potion. It's like glug, 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 glug.
We conjure blood in case we need a blood transfusion, so we can just
Can we
Where's your-
use the jug on any other fiery things?
Ooh.
You can
If we
certainly
shake the jug up,
conjure.
will it fizz out water like a fire hydrant in case anything else fucking jumps at us on fire?
You can conjure the gallons of water and pour it out, or pour it into something to like throw a spray. But it is literally a jug, so you have to upend it to tip out the contents, or whatever it might be. I just use water because it said water. I'm not sure what Jake was potentially looking for there, Lily, but you definitely can get it out of that jug.
What we need
It's
is
not
Alea to
health
have some
potions.
special arrows that have like water jugs on them so that you can just fire them at the flaming things. And we make that happen.
No.
She's got a bow that she can attune to and a crossbow that she doesn't need to, that she can fire and shoot at things.
Right, damn. All right, come on, let's move on.
Zachary did also ask for an inventory of health potions, just in case. I'm only saying that in case he got missed with his volume being a little
I don't
bit
have
low
any.
for me at least. I just boosted him up.
So, in answer to your own question, how many health potions do we have?
1.
Ah, excellent. Who needs that the most? Not me.
All of us.
Can you have?
You guys haven't visited the potion shop yet.
No, we didn't
That
get
wasn't
that
an error
far.
of judgment.
I know. He got sidetracked as you guys do.
Can anyone make potions? Jake, can you knock something up maybe?
Look, I don't have the stuff to do it,
Ooh.
so no.
Oh. But you could? Good to know for later.
I mean,
You are in a position with one entryway where you could potentially take a short rest is an option as well, and your group would be aware of that.
Yeah.
Take damage, have sleep.
You can do your short rest, and then you'll see do it in through D&D Beyond, but I believe it says hit dice you can roll to get health back during your short rest, and it would also allow you to attune to any
Let's do that. And
or a
should we do that
single
while we take stock.
a single item each in that hour during that short rest. I can't guarantee you nothing will happen, but I can say you guys have been talking now for a few minutes, sort of, discussing with no one really making an attempt to whisper or be quiet, and nothing has
Yeah, and the
approached
gnolls,
you.
the gnolls are all like hear an explosion. They're like, back to dinner.
So far, that seems to be an accurate assessment of Zach's / eggs.
All right, short rest.
Let short rest. In this side of the hole or other side of the hole?
Well, it doesn't look like they can see us here anyway, and there is only one way up here.
Okay.
Regardless, so it might as well be this side.
Okay.
And yeah, that flame is completely burnt out. A little bit grimy and gritty. And I'm going to, just for a bit of flavor, something that Lily put in chat. As you're doing your short rest, and as you guys go to D&D Beyond and do what you need to do with your hit dice, let me know when you're done, and I'll resync everything back up. But Fokionis just brings out the jug and into his hand, thinking, "I get a health potion," and shakes the jug, and the liquid's filling up in it. Tips it out. Doesn't really pay much attention in the dark vision he's looking at, because it's pitch black in here. For even those of you with dark vision, you can't see the colors, and greedily slurping up the liquid that has come out. You're 3 or 4 gulps in before you realize that you're just drinking water. That the jug cannot, in fact, conjure health potion liquid, but it has given you, you're tipping out as much water as you would like into your hand and slaking your thirst. And
didn't my hit
Zachary, you can
points go
see your dagger that is still glowing down at just below the end of the
D12.
the ramp. You can definitely see it from where you're resting. I don't have D&D Beyond open, so I'm sorry if someone can
I healed
tell
5.
Racer what to hit with the hit dice. That would be great for the short rest.
Well, mine was 1d12 plus 1d12 plus 3 is what mine said.
See, mine says 1d10 plus 1 total 5.
Because you have 5 short rests, I think, is what I took from that, because it was 5 boxes.
No, you have 5 hit dice. You can spend any amount on your short rest. So for each one you spend, you heal 1d6 plus 2. So you, or not in my, that's in my case. So
They even did automatically apply healing with dice result, but it didn't do anything.
No, you've got to roll it separate. That's what I had to do.
yeah, just roll it separately.
Holy shit!
So
I just saw
do-
your health, Zach. Holy fuck! Holy fuck!
So you can roll more than one.
So it's
yeah, you can roll as many as you want,
When
but
you max them, then you have
you
to have
need
a
a,
long rest.
when you take a long rest, you get half of them back.
Oh, okay, cool. I might do 2 then.
Yeah. So if you decided to
so I
burn all
got
5,
2d10 plus 2. Okay.
you'll be out. So has everyone done their rolls for the short rest?
Fuck yeah.
2d10 plus 2.
It'd be plus 4.
Yeah.
Right.
Damn, Zach.
Alright, so I'm at max.
11
Good
I'm
rest.
syncing you guys back
4.
up.
Oh, and I can
That's
attune that belt
15.
now too.
Yeah, and then
Yes, you can attune one item. So
Belt it is.
for that rest, you get one item attuned if you would like to. So please do that as well.
Oh my god, get out of the way.
So Ali, you finished your short rest and everything's done from your end. I've got Jake, I've got Fokionis.
You know what? I don't think I have my
Not.
braces of archery by inventory.
they should be in there. You took
There
them
we go.
last session.
That is better.
You did.
Oh,
you
no,
definitely
that
did
was...
take them.
Oh no, there we go.
Oh my! Oh, yeah, I love this belt.
You finally read the description, did you?
Con increases by 2. HP went up. Plus, I'm gonna grow a beard, bro.
Maybe.
Alright, I'm done. I attuned my longbow. I should have probably done my braces of archery, but anyway.
Longbow's
John said,
better.
yes.
Longbow's
All
better.
right.
If I already have, I can read, speak, and write Dwarvish. Oh, I already could do that anyway. Oh no, I couldn't. Oh no, yeah.
God.
It's awesome, insane.
I can see that you guys have been, looking at all of this during the week. It's great. Okay,
100%.
so what are you guys doing?
If
You
I
had
get
your
an extra
rest.
60 feet of dark vision, does that mean I can see for 120 feet now? Because I already could see 60.
No,
Oh,
it
come
doesn't
on.
stack. It's if you were someone who didn't have dark vision and you put that belt on and attuned it, you would then get dark vision
Right.
for 60 feet. So you've had your rest next to the after an hour now, the very much cooling off pile of Gnoll gloop that's starting to sort of set and harden a little bit. What would you guys like to do?
I just realized I have the Wand of Secrets, and
You sure do.
which doesn't require attunement,
Mhm.
which I didn't realize. And it does like Ms. Race's trap spell, but it points to the nearest trap.
Oh, fuck's sake.
It sure does.
I should slap you.
So, what would you like to do? The range isn't as great, but it is definitely more.
Can we combine?
No, you're not Captain Planet. You're
Damn
not
it.
fucking Captain Trap Seeker.
Just
I will say that out of all of the items, the spell that Alea threw out and the timing she threw it is probably the equivalent of Heart, the most useless of all Captain Planet bullshit.
Fuck you.
There's a couple of people in. I normally don't bring chat in, but it's pretty funny. There's a couple of people who've wondered if Alea may be interested in licking the now cooling pile of Gnoll goop.
Ooh,
What
maybe.
do I get if I do?
Only one way to find out.
Bit of a buzz for half an hour.
Special powers.
Isn't that like, you know, equivalent to sticking your tongue on the end of a fucking D battery? Like,
I don't know. Shall we find out?
And that's where I'll leave chat coming into the game. If you guys want to monitor it and take their suggestions on, I'll leave that from here. But that's where I'll leave my monitoring. That's up to you, Alea. What you want to do there, and the rest of your group. What do you guys want to do?
Guys, rested,
move
ready
on.
to go? Yeah, let's move on. But
Certainly
we keep
looking
an eye
and
out for
feeling a lot
traps this
healthier.
time.
Yeah, I was gonna say this time can we see if there are also traps before just
Would like to roll perception?
Yeah, so for each of you, if you are all on board with that plan, you can either have
What for me to lick
one
it?
of you who's rolling with. No, you need to decide that. But for those of you who would like to check for traps, so that was Zach and Jake. If you would like to do your perception or investigation, depending on how you're going about looking for the traps, you can either do that individually or do one of you roll with advantage. And just let me know what you roll.
Can I investigate?
Yep, you can.
I would like to help Zach.
Alright.
So if he'd like the advantage.
Yeah, sure.
Go for it. While the rest of them are Fokionis and Alea are discussing whether she should lick the Gnoll or not, and Foxy, lick it, bro.
I mean, you know, we're not gonna
Oh
know.
wow! Thank God for advantage. Zach, with your 26 and your newfound dark vision, from the distance you can see, and kind of running your now quite dirty white gloves from that firebomb around the walls and inspecting the area carefully, you're really confident that where you can see, including what is within your range of sight down the timber platform, that there are no traps in that vicinity. You're very confident about descending down the platform and somewhere around like the 9 squares that are around the bottom of the platform. So the 4 squares that are around the bottom of the platform where you can see. You're very, very confident.
Is safe, guys. I'm very, very confident. Exactly as confident as I was about the stairs.
You know what? I'm gonna lick this Gnoll while I look Zach in the face.
No.
So as Zach is heading out, I'll let Jake in a moment figure out where you're going, or whether you're just watching this just Fokionis and Alea clusterfuck unfold. So getting down the haunches, Alea has just sort of stuck her little raccoon paws into the gloop to find some sort of remaining, might be a bone, might be a bit of sword. You can't really tell. And keeping eye contact with Fokionis the entire
Zach.
time. Also with
Zach.
Zach as he's walking through, just like he's like, okay, time to go. And you're just there making eye contact with him as he's looking for traps, and then sees what you're doing, aghast, like, oh fuck. You take a lick and then a bite. And as you do that, it turns out that you had actually picked up the one of the Gnoll's hands, and falling out of that pile of gloop as you are chewing on what maybe a finger or some tendon or something. It tastes
grizzly beak.
It tastes a little bit like when you were having your tussles with Brutus when he was trying to guard the next door neighbor's garbage, Alea, as you'd occasionally came to fisticuffs with him, and you would occasionally take chunks out of him and he would occasionally take chunks out of you. It reminds you of chewing on like the leathery hide and bit of meat that you sometimes got off Brutus's hide when you had particularly aggressive attempts to get into the neighbor's garbage. So as you're chewing on your Gnoll lollipop, the 2 vials fall out from where the
Lollipop.
hands were that appeared to have survived the explosion. You don't yet know what they are, but there's one that is a deep orangey color and the other one that is more of a light blue. But you don't know what those potions are or what they do. But I mean, obviously, you can see them in the loot pile, but you can add them to your inventory, but they're not yet usable. They're unidentified for our intents and purposes.
So one was blue and one was orange.
Yep. So the licking and chewing, escalating the Gnoll gloop dare. Zachary, how do you react to that particular little eye contact from Alea?
Just shiver, just like, oh my god.
She's still chewing on it.
Just. God, at
And-
least she looks like
Do you
a
feel
raccoon.
violated?
As you're picking these vials up from somewhere out of that gloop, oh, there's one. There's another. My little Gnoll pop.
God damn it.
Lollipops.
Lollipop.
I hope it
Love it.
doesn't explode on her.
Maybe she could breathe fire now.
Do you though? Do you? I'm tempted to do an insight check
Yeah.
on Zachary to
Did
see
she-
whether he really hopes that it doesn't explode on it.
Uh,
But there's nothing else in that that comes
What did
out
it
of
taste
that.
like? Was it any good?
Apparently my camera froze.
It
Just letting you
did.
guys know.
Oh, it has too.
I don't know how to fix it because I can't open the ninja window.
Yeah, you can. If you
Oh.
go down the bottom to the cogwheel, it'll bring up the menu on the side, and there's a little refresh button next to your video source.
Little cogwheel. What do you
So
mean?
down the bottom, there's like the menu bar under.
No,
all
I
the-
can't like open the tab for
Oh,
it.
your whole thing's busted.
we can still hear you.
I know, but you can't see me. Oh, I think my computer's like fucked up because everything is frozen.
Excellent.
Well-
Oh, is it a Chrome thing? Maybe. Have you got Chrome or a browser? Like
Yeah,
browser
it's
this way?
Chrome.
Give it a sec.
Maybe
times recently.
yeah, you
And it just
might
comes
need
back.
to close it out and come back. If we try and jump back in,
Promise not to eat
and
all the lollipops while you're gone.
Right, I'm gonna have to go task manager to close it down. I'll be back.
all right. Well, at the moment,
Mhm.
as Alia is finishing off her lollipop, following Zachary, I'm assuming everybody down the ramp. Let me know where you would like to be if just the default order that I dragged you down in doesn't suit.
Yeah, no, that's better.
Zach, where you've come to is roughly where your dagger landed. It's still a light if you want to grab it. It's there. It
It's
doesn't
just been
appear any
sitting
the
there for an
worse for
hour.
wear. It's just
Yeah.
been. I think the light spell persists for longer than that. If not, you already saw where the dagger was, so you can re-grab it. I'll let you suss out the spell. I can't remember if it was concentration or duration.
It's an hour.
Okay, so it blinks out, but you saw it blink out. You're able to grab that dagger, and you can decide what to do. But at the moment, Alia and Jake are kind of stumbling along in darkness, keeping contact with Zachary and Fokionis to make their way down because it is pitch black. And then as you get to the bottom of the ramp, you can see that there's some flickering, what looks like really small little campfires or fires of some description heading off to your left, and then just straight pitch blackness ahead of you. You've got essentially two directions, two forks in the road there.
Which way should we go?
Let's yeah, towards the camp. We can kill these gnolls.
No, like I one time at work, like I got hit in the head and I had to go to hospital, and then like I was there but not, and all I could hear was my mum saying, "Come away from the light." So maybe we go the other way.
Come away from the light. Yeah, you go the other way, but yeah, I
Oh,
think we should
we all go
ditch
that
the
way, or-
light source and go stealthily this
I
time.
can see pretty good anyway. You know?
Yeah, me too, but it's
Oh,
the
okay.
others I'm worried about.
So you're getting rid of the light source.
Yeah, like I cast like on
Mm.
it still, but I hold it like in my jacket, so it's not like yeah, there's no light.
Okay, so I get it. I get it. So you got the spell active, but you've cloaked it so that that pitch blackness that was there, that is off to that right hand side remains. So with your stealth rolls, then the two of you that don't have dark vision, those that do have dark vision, can you give me a stealth roll with just a straight roll? And the other two, can you give me a stealth roll with disadvantage because you are essentially fumbling in the pitch darkness, relying on keeping contact with the two members who can see. So for Alea, and I can roll for Alea if Race is
Well,
still
if my roll's
having
good enough, Jake's
issue.
pretty much wearing me like a shadow, and Alea's normally under my legs, so we're all good, yeah?
Doesn't quite work that way, but
Come on.
nice bartering
Yeah.
attempt.
I mean, I feel like I'm pretty fine with a 26.
But yeah, you know what? It's good.
It's just it.
26.
That.
Yeah. Okay, roll for Alea. Hang on. Where's her stealth? There we go. No, she's at disadvantage.
Lily's like, yeah, I rolled a 1. It's only 26.
No. I rolled a 19 and then a 17.
All right, so Alia's, I don't know if it came in public or whether it was hidden, but it was an 11. I don't know if the roll came up or not. So there's overall as a party,
It's still good.
a decent average. So moving carefully along, you're moving stealthily. Were you still wanting to be checking for traps? Because you checked for traps basically to where you're currently standing, Zachary
Yeah.
and Jake.
Yes, please.
So do you want me to roll investigation again, or just use my pass? Oh, yeah.
Okay, so but you can use your I can look at your passives and use those if you like. Otherwise, as you're moving stealthily, basically every 15 to 20 feet that you're moving along the passageway, I'm just going to get you to do
Yeah, just
a new roll.
Just use my passive, then I think it'll be faster.
Okay.
17.
Yep. Thank you. I'll just open that up. That saved me. Jake, did you wish to be doing the same thing? Whether it was
Yeah,
perception or
but I
investigation?
feel like my 12 is a bit less than a 17.
Okay, so just going to let Zachary lead the way essentially as you navigate through. So section by section as you come down, just carefully paying attention to your surroundings, like that dagger under your jacket, ready to bring out at a moment's notice. So far you're moving without any issue. You're not picking up any signs of danger, or especially no more flaming gnolls flying out of the wall to immolate you or your party. So as you move your way down, you find yourselves at the terminating point of this section of the cave. Excuse me. There's a flickering campfire. It's lighting up around 15 feet of space. So those without dark vision can actually see a little bit better, bright to 10 feet, and then flickers out a little bit at 15. And there's just the campfire. There's a couple of just raggedy bits of piles of cloth that it looks like the gnolls, because you know what's in here now, have been sleeping on, and just some just piles of broken items and discarded things are around there. Not much, but there's just appears to be like bits of junk, and no presence. And you can see that black wall. I couldn't actually get more of a rock wall because it's a purchase map. So it's actually a closed in section. That black section doesn't mean anything other than just pretend that's rocks. It's a cavern that's essentially a dead end, that you find yourselves in with that flame and piles of what appears to be the glance you're having at the moment, mostly junk.
So that's like wall all around us, basically.
Yep, you're
We
walled
can't
in.
in any way see over, or
No,
Alright,
it's basically at end of the cave. Like this is a dead end. The
Okay.
right hand fork was a dead end.
can I like investigate the camp, like
search.
what
Look,
they would have used this
look,
for? Or...
Alea. Interesting thing.
Yeah. So give me your investigation check where you're looking around to see what
Is candy.
the campsite may have been used for.
Alright. Oh, 10.
So like you take that dagger out and you're sort of poking because you don't want to touch and dirty up those beautiful pristine white gloves any more than you need to. As you are poking around the what appears to be bedding, and as best you can tell, it looks like from a few bones that are around the fire that and other bits of stuff. It appears that it's just been a campsite. Looks like the fire's been used for food, and there's a bit of junk around.
So just like, if they want some privacy or
He
like,
piled
away
up the
from.
loop.
With the 10, it looks
Yeah.
like there was at least a few gnolls here, and they cooked and ate some stuff and left the junk behind.
All right. There's nothing here. Guess you gotta go towards the light. No, the other light. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, Fock.
Does anyone else want to do anything before you Zach's looking ready to
is-
head off?
Zach's investigation exhaustive, or should we all try?
He was specifically looking for what the space was being used for. So if you have something else you would
Let's
like
just have
to
a
look
mosey
for.
through the pile of crap to see if there's anything useful, or that looks
Yeah.
like it was thieved from said behind grandma's store above us.
Go for it. So give me your that will be an investigation roll because you're physically looking through for evidence and items and seeing what you can
Roll for
find.
investigation. Anyone else feel free to join. 9.
Oh bugger! I can't. I don't even have the ability to kick you out to let you come back in. A 9. I'll give you as you're digging around.
Yeah.
With a 9, you find that surprised that Zachary missed it, but it's not huge. But it's essentially what looks like a silver, appears to be silver hand mirror. It was kind of tucked under and shoved underneath the pile of one of the bedding. But the mirror, like it's finely made, but the glass has a huge crack through the center of it, with some of the glass having come out. You find that with your with your 9.
Oh, fucking look at this, Zaggy boy. You missed the mirror.
It certainly looks out of place in this cave.
I don't think these gnolls are looking into this, although that is what maybe could cause the mirror to crack. Because that is pretty fucking ugly.
If they look anything like that other one looked like, then yes.
I'm pretty sure that is pretty ugly.
The damn gnolls. Alright. Alright.
I'm going to
It's a
put
nice
that mirror in my
mirror.
satchel because I believe it not to be of this particular cave.
Fair enough. Alright.
Okay.
Anything else?
Yeah. Do I
Yes.
find anything else in my whopping 9 investigation roll?
No, mate. Not with a single digit roll like that, no.
Come on. Nothing to leak? Okay.
Should we head back then?
Unless anyone else wants to poke through the trash, let's go.
Yeah, Alea will probably want to leak the
When it's
campsite,
quite
I
rubber,
reckon.
Alea will probably want to put it in her bag.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
If you're sniffing it, give me a perception roll. Last one,
Yeah.
unless there's something different that Jake wants to do.
Last one.
Or
So sniffing around, you think you're onto something, and then you plow nose first into where it looks like the gnolls were using as their excrement pit, with a snoot full of gnoll dung. And as you're like cleaning that off and trying to get that shit out of your nostrils, it smells to you a little bit like maybe they've been eating on skunks or something like that. It smells bad.
smell bad.
I use my I use my wand of secrets.
Oh,
And what's
yeah,
the
Jackie boy.
range?
30 feet.
Okay. All right. With your, are you positioned where you're currently standing, Zach?
Hold on. I'll probably be around the camp more where Fock is, I think.
Okay, well, so
and
like
Fock would be like
there.
there.
Yep. Okay, let's see where we are. Okay, so from where you are there, to your left, and slightly up. So if we're looking at the compass, we're basically looking at northeast-ish. You're definitely getting a ping of there is a trap in that direction. And for the strength of it, it looks like there may be even a second trap, like 2 traps overlaid, maybe over the top of each other. It's a little bit confusing, and it's just at the end, like just at the edge of that 30-foot range. So it's a little bit confusing what you're getting, but there are definitely traps in that direction.
So
1,
nothing.
possibly 2.
But like when I look, all I see is a wall.
Yeah, it's on the other, somewhere on the other side of that wall.
Okay.
And that is one of your charges used.
I've marked that off. Alright, so is that back?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Did you
go.
share that with the rest of your party?
Nah.
Okay. Just wanted
It's
to know.
a
That's why I
secret.
didn't say something untoward. So the rest of you just sort of see Zachary waving a wand around after having poked around and been a bit miffed that Fockianus found something when he didn't really find all that much in and around the cavern. And then he's ready to go.
I
So are
can't
you
believe you said I
stealthily
didn't
moving
find
back?
anything. Come on.
I think we need to stealthily move, but like until we get back to where we were, I don't think we need to be.
Let's get you back where you
Do
were
we?
then,
Do you
if the rest
reckon?
of the group wants that.
As everyone goes and leaves, can I pick up everything burnable and throw it in the fire?
Mm.
You absolutely can. So as everyone's wandering off, Jake is just, what you're essentially getting is that the piles of the flammable stuff are largely tangled up in those really ratty, maybe blankets, maybe bits of cloth and clothing that are just look like just a really shitty pile of crap that's sort of soft that the gnolls have been sleeping in. In 2 big sweeps and armfuls, you drop that in the flame and it lights. Like it's very flammable, and it just starts filling the space you're in with the most pungent choking smoke.
If there's anything else I can't pick up, can I also use the flame tongue rapier to set that stuff on fire?
Pyromaniac. Yeah, pyromaniac.
I mean, they're not going to
Um,
be able to keep using this stuff, which would mean
So
that they'd have to
what-
find a new space.
What is your well, the rest of your group is completely unaware of your pyromania at the moment because they've left.
We can like see it, can't we?
Well,
she's
it
lit up by
depends
the
on whether you
campfire.
waited actually no, you don't
How
know when
long
you're
did
out
you
of your
wait?
sight,
Yeah.
so because she can't see, so you'll be stumbling your way back in the dark, Jake. But you definitely got some idea of Jake throwing shit on the fire. Yes, I'll give you that because sorry, he can't see and you guys can, the 2 of you.
Yeah, it's a fair call.
So I'll give you with what's there and the fact that the things that you're trying to hit are completely inert. You will be able to set them on fire, the bones and debris, and even the pile of Gnoll shit that Alea went nose first into. What is the word that you use that you've in attunement for your rapier to have it erupt in flame along the blade?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti. So as you're walking away, you guys just are hearing this crackle and you hear this spaghetti, and the rapier is wreathed in flame. It's so bright that it actually casts a glow on you guys as you're walking away and lights up your space because it sheds a 40-foot radius of light and then dim light out to another 40 foot. So it is like like the house lights have been turned on at the nightclub. It has lit up that space. And Jake, you have to take a couple of steps back, having torched that entire corner of everything Gnoll related is now ablaze.
I would like to skip back to the party with my flame rapier.
And anyone who cares, look behind, see this wild-eyed, skipping, changeling coming along behind you, waving around a rapier wreathed in flame. You've left it lit up.
Yeah, you should
Until
put
I
it
get
out.
to the until I get back to the party, yeah.
Yeah, so
bro,
I will
what's
give
good?
you actually, can I get all four
no.
of you? No, I need those of you can
Put it
all of you
out.
can see with the
What
as
do I
you get
roll
back to
for
the
a what the
party
fuck
and
check?
just before you blink the light off of that rapier, can I get all four of you to do perception rolls for me, please?
Perception.
Just straight perception rolls.
Just a straight what the fuck.
How does a 1 sound? A natural 1.
Put 16.
Nat 1. Nat 1.
All right, so we've got
one.
I would like to
Nat
say
one.
my perception is also -1, so
Oh,
0.
oof.
Oh, Zach, what did you get with your perception roll?
16.
Yep. Ali was 15. What did you get, Fokionis?
10.
All right. Zachary and Alea, you pick up just before the skipping figure of Jake arrives back to you guys, and the light that is cast, the dim glow at the just tapering off at the end of the 40-foot mark, up past the 2 flickering campfires, and just around the corner, you catch a glimpse of definitely 1 and possibly 2 gnolls that were not paying a whole lot of attention to you at this point. They look like they're kind of looking around, picking things up, dropping them, gnawing on things. One is definitely heading in your general direction. You think that maybe there is a second one around the corner. I shouldn't hide them, but you're not 100% certain. Jake, you've dropped that rapier. And those of you who are looking, you see that the one gnoll you are definitely confident is there is now looking straight down at you all.
Well,
And
do we have a
he
plan?
is 35 feet from Zachary. So I've lit him up because he can see you, you can see him, and he is heading in your direction, and I need all of you to roll initiative, please.
Initiative. Yeah.
So not.
And just for ease, I will say that as he's heading towards you, you definitely do see, apart from Jake, a second gnoll, like a step behind, has stepped out from around the corner.
Ooh.
You need to
What?
start an encounter first, I think.
I've
Is that-
toggled the combat state. Hang on. So I think I need to right click on all of you guys and toggle the encounter, and then you'll be able to go into the little sword icon in D&D Foundry, and roll your initiative. I should be able to manually enter your initiative. I think. Oh no, I don't know if I can. So I think I will. No, I will need you to roll your initiative in. You can do every other roll outside of here, but I do need your initiative in here, or I can roll it for you if you want me to.
Wait, I had
We can't roll it in D&D Beyond.
No, I need you to just do the initiative roll, please, in here because it sets the encounter. I don't know that unless I just keep on rolling until you get 21.
Alright.
Nah. Oh, really? I'm sorry. Yeah, so in the combat encounters, the 2 swords on your right-hand side bar, you'll have a dice next to your name if you can hit that, please. Let me do it for you in Foundry then. There you go. You rolled
hold on.
11.
Oh, this is bullshit.
Sorry, dude. I don't have a way of this one doing the manual. Nah, I can't change it. I'll look and see if I can find a way.
I rolled in D&D Beyond, but then Spartacus says we can't roll in
I have said to you multiple times, just for the initiative, if you can, in combat encounters, if you can roll that, please.
Okay,
God damn it. Hold on.
Look, if I hadn't already rolled, I wouldn't have cared as much.
Yeah, I get it.
Give me the
I
hot
get it.
tip. If I rolled a 5, I'd have been fucking cheering that you said roll and didn't roll it.
All right. So what you guys currently have
It is what it is.
is there is from Zachary 30 feet away is one Gnoll, 35 feet away. Actually, no, I'll move them so that we just for ease of management where they are clearly visible. So yeah, 25. I'm doing you first, Zachary, because of you were up first in initiative order. There's one that is 25 feet away, one that is 30 feet away. The Gnoll that's in front isn't quite as large as the one that's lumbering along behind it. Oh no, the cat's doing the internet again. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, we got Tyler, and it's chasing it. Yeah. Oh, Zachary, what do you want to do while Grace is fighting cats? Ali's having real life cat encounters. Hmm. So they're both these hyena looking things.
Yeah.
One has a longer mane, is a bit bigger than the other, and is just slightly behind.
Yeah, how far away are they from?
The
So they
close
look. Sorry.
the closest one
Um,
from you is they're both actually from you is they're both 30. One's 30 feet, one's 35 feet.
Okay, so and do they look like they're like moving towards us or pulling out?
They
both?
are definitely the initial steps they have taken, they are moving towards you, and they have the one on the left has a bow in its hand. The one on the right, that's slightly behind, has at least one short sword in its hand, maybe a second. The closest one to you has a bow in its hands.
Yeah. I'm going to sort of step forward about 10 feet and cast mirror image on myself.
I've got a mirror if you want to use that, bro.
So like sort of makes different forms of me split out. Hold on.
How many? Hmm.
3 duplicates.
1, 2. I'm just putting the way I am at the moment so that Zach Prime is the bottom left one. The other 3 are your duplicates.
Right. Yeah, and they sort of share my square,
Okay.
but yeah, that can represent how many I have left. Right.
Yep,
And
I love
so
it. There are
yeah.
now, they're all stacked on you. Yep.
Right. And yeah, and then end my turn.
Okay, so you guys see Zach head towards the snarling, slobbering, gibbering gnolls, and then all of a sudden, there's 4 Zachs all just crowding around and moving, like the world's most epic pee under the cup trick. And I don't mean that pee is the wrong word. These group dollar note under the cup trick. All right, next up we have the first Gnoll. So that's the Gnoll with the bow. And it's seen Zachary heading towards it. It's got its closest target that is also glowing brightly. That it then becomes 4, and so it's going to take a shot with its longbow at you.
Okay. So when it targets me with an attack, you just roll a d20 to see whether it instead hits a duplicate, and
Right.
it must.
Hang on. So D20 was a 10.
Well, yeah, I have to roll. Yeah. Right. So a 6 or higher, so it's a duplicate, and so he rolls to hit, and if it's a 13, the duplicate's destroyed.
Rolled a 13. It should be a public roll. So 13 to hit.
Yeah, so one of the duplicates disappears. Just
Yep. So it's just screaming with glee, seeing the figure of Zach disappear, and then like a moment of confusion of as there's still multiple targets moving around. That has not dropped as it expected, just disappeared. And I believe that's all it can. Let me just see what's bonus. Nope, nope. And with that sort of kind of momentary hesitation, it holds its ground, sort of sliding to the side where it thinks it's got a little bit of cover from the items in front of it, but it doesn't. They're busted up. It's been its own enemy. The Gnolls have busted the shit out of it. So it's a partially destroyed crate, a partially destroyed something else. Trying to be sneaky, not very smart, and it has not succeeded in any kind of cover. It's just mainly maybe changed the angle a little bit. Next up in that order is Alea. And Ali, you currently have clear line of sight to the furthermost Gnoll, the one 35 feet away. You've got with your angle. Oh no, you've got clear sight on both of them. Sorry, I take that back. You've got clear sight. Fokionis has obstruction at the moment on one. Yep. And it's the fire on the longbow if that's a thing that it gets you to do. So I just had a look, and it's a little bit messy because it rolls all the different damage types in Foundry. So if you can roll it just with the fire damage in D&D Beyond, please do. Otherwise, I'll talk you through how we get the damage out of Foundry. Yep. So you've got some pluses to your so which one are you aiming at? Okay, so not the one that shot at Zach with the longbow, the one with the short sword. Yep. 17 hits. That arrow flies true. Are you doing D&D Beyond or are you doing Foundry? Okay, so in Foundry, do your roll for your Dragon Wing longbow. Hit the damage, and it's going to come up with a whole shitload of different damage types. And what we'll be taking is the yeah, no, but it's not all of them. So where did it? I need to go through. So your piercing, if you click on them, it'll tell you the different types. So your piercing, you did 4 plus 3, so you did 7 with the arrow attack, and then you get the fire, which is you only did 1 point of fire. So 8 points of damage from that roll. If you do the rolls, I'll happily do the working it out. So that arrow, as you pull back the bowstring, a flame arrow just appears in the bow itself, just from you gesturing your hands, inherently knowing how it works, and it sails straight and true towards that Gnoll, who looks a little bit perplexed at the arrow appearing out of nowhere, and then just this flaming arc as it heads towards it, lit up by the campfire and Jake's flaming sword, so that you can even see it. And hits doing 8 points of damage.
Okay.
So it's definitely felt it, and that flaming arrow is currently sticking out of its shoulder.
Next attack?
Is that me? Is that me? Is that me?
No, it's still Alea. She gets 2 attacks. They just roll the same thing again. Yep.
He's got.
Attack.
So what's she taken that she gets 2 attacks?
Level
On a
5 on a ranger gets extra attack.
Okay. Good to know. So yep, take your shot, and then if it hits, I'll break down your damage again. Are you shooting at the same one again? Yep. So 14. The gnoll sort of rocked back. Oh, that's what yeah, definitely hit. Sorry, that rocked back from the first hit, snarling and stepping upright. You pinned one shoulder, and this one hits even closer to the neck. Go ahead and roll damage, and we'll add up what it does. That second arrow, the first one's still flaming.
Have some
If
dog.
only you could keep all of those. Hey, so this time you do 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So 10 points of damage on that second roll. This one's so close to the neck that it almost pins that gnoll in one fell swoop. And it is like he's bleeding profusely and staggers from that second arrow. It's squealing and grunting, but still standing. All right, Fokionis.
All right, a few things. First
Yep.
things, I'm just checking how far up can I move, as in I want to get close to, or preferably like next to or in front of Zachary before I do stuff. I can do that within my turn, yes, before I attack.
You got 40 feet of movement, mate, so you can
You know,
reach
cool. I
either of those.
literally
Yeah,
just want to go just in front of Zach.
yeah, easy. That's 15 feet of movement.
Cool.
So
And then my second question to you, Mr. DM, is how far apart can you tell me the gnolls are, please?
sure. So I'll get you moving. The knolls are about 10 feet apart.
Bugger. Okay.
Between 5 and 10 feet because of the diagonal, but yeah.
Okay. So between 5 and 10 feet?
Look, what are you looking to do?
Well,
To be 10 feet, because if it was
yeah.
here, yeah, it's 10 feet. It's 10
in the
feet.
spirit of
10
I've
feet.
actually read what some of my shit does this week,
Yep,
I've got a javelin of lightning.
you do.
I do, which I just have used as a fucking javelin and not with lightning.
Mhm.
But I'm going to use it with lightning.
Mhm.
Because when I hurl it and speak its command word, it forms a bolt of lightning 5 feet wide that extends out for 120 feet. And anything that gets in its way has to make a DC 13 dex saving throw and take 4d6 of damage on failed and half as much on successive.
Right, how far does
Okay.
that fan out? Sorry.
5 feet.
So
Okay.
I don't
So
think
5
you can
feet
get
wide.
both of them.
Yes, you
Say
get
again?
one. You'll get one if you hit.
Assuming I'm aiming at one and not between the two.
No hit neither.
Yeah,
Anything
'cause it's
within 5
on
feet
hit.
of the width of the lightning, so anything in its path has to do saving throw. So I don't necessarily have to be aiming at either of them, do I? Or am I interpreting that incorrectly?
Well, if you just throw it straight, you're not like you can hit the wall, but you're not going to hit either of them, and you need to hit.
But I'm not. The javelin itself is not causing the damage. It's the lightning coming from it instead, because it basically transforms into a lightning bolt.
Yeah, and the lightning's not wide enough.
It's 5
Yeah, so the
feet
lightning
wide.
occupies a 5-foot square. So even if you hit
yeah.
the wall behind the gnoll, it's going to electrify a
You're
space that
you're
doesn't.
confirming now that they are in fact more than 5 feet apart.
You know, sorry, I mustn't have said that loud enough. They are 10 feet apart.
All right. So which one did Alea pretty much fuck up? The one on the right.
The one that's straight ahead
we'll
on
be
your
going for
right.
the
Yeah,
other one
it's absolutely
Yeah,
fucked
we'll
up.
aim for the other one.
You can see that it's fucked up. All right, go ahead, hit your roll.
Right. So the fuck goes running forward and goes, Zach, move out of the way, bro. I'm gonna fucking yeet this thing. And he yeets the javelin and says its command word, which is Penelope. I don't know why? I looked it up. That's what it is.
Spaghetti and Penelope.
That's what it is.
Yep. Give it time.
Look.
You put it out there now.
Look, yeah, saying Penelope and yeets the javelin, watching it hopefully form into a big fuck ass bolt of lightning.
Yep, it's
Let's
forming up.
go.
It's heading towards. What's the to hit roll?
Okay, just before I roll, where am I rolling?
You can do roll now whenever. I just needed the initiative in Foundry. That's
Cool.
it.
Just checking.
Yeah.
16.
16 just hits. So the Gnoll, seeing it coming, eyes wide, tries to move out of the way, but it cops that javelin roughly in the bicep.
Right. So have you already made a saving throw or no?
What was the what
DC
saving throw
13
had to be?
Dex saving throw.
Saving throw. Yeah, he rolled a 2 plus 1, so 3. I did that as a public
So you
roll.
need
He
to take
fails that.
4d6 worth of damage. Thank you.
So do your roll.
Oh, I do it, do I?
Yeah, you're the one who's done the damage. So
Cool. So I want to click on 2, 3, 4. Get fucked. 10. There's a whole lot of fucking ones on that dice. Damn it.
mate, I rolled 66s when that flaming Gnoll came at you guys and came up with 31, and that could have been so much worse.
Oh. I just rolled 4d6s and came up with 10.
Yeah, I feel you.
Seriously.
So that that electric shock, almost like it's been tasered with that javelin sticking out of its arm. Penelope is sitting there now. Does that javelin get returned to you, or
No, it
does
does
it stay in
not.
the Gnoll?
It's not a
that's in the
returning
Gnoll.
javelin, so that's
Yep.
that's one action. So I have 2 actions, 2 attacks per action now.
Okay.
Can I clarify? Does this allow me to basically, after having thrown my javelin of lightning, to grab like something else to throw if I have another spear?
Yeah, so that just that simple, like you could grab a torch and light it. That simple transition of your weapons. You've thrown one, you can
Throw another.
grab your next one and throw it. Yeah, if that's what you're
Something
doing.
like that.
Because you could also grab a sword or whatever and run towards it and hit it melee if you wanted to.
Which,
Oh, well,
which would be a good idea.
So yeah, I'm sorry. I assumed I couldn't move again because I already moved. But
No,
that's
you've got 40 feet of
Yeah, no,
movement.
let's do
So
that.
you've done
Let's do
15
that.
feet. You've still got movement left in your
Yep.
turn.
Let's do that. We'll do the run with spear and shield and fuck his shit up. Yeah.
Yep. So that you've used that's now a total of 30 feet. So you've still got 10 feet of movement left, just for your info. You've jumped in range with this Gnoll. Yep.
Yeah, cool. So if I'm in range, I would like to strike.
Go.
Cool.
Attack.
So I'm attacking with longsword. Oh, fuck. 10.
And you're not quite as dexterous with this, and mindful of not damaging Penelope. Your swing goes wide as you're a little bit tentative up close. But Penelope is safe.
Okay. Yeah.
And the Gnolls are in your face.
Stupid Gnoll.
And
Right.
that, unless you
Where's
have
our
bonus
resident
action,
pyromaniac?
that will be back to Jake.
Just want to check that I can.
I'm just hearing Prodigy in the back of my mind right now.
Fire starter. I'll give you 2, Jake. That you in amongst all of this, you picked up your rapier. You don't need to make an action to pick that up from your nat 1. You alerted these guys. That's enough of a penalty.
And we gonna go murder.
All right. Where are you heading?
We gonna go use all my movement, come up all the way here.
Yep.
And you're gonna let me know if a 19 hits.
19 hits. That Gnoll is just tries to reach out to shove you away. And roll your damage. Let's just to be sure, because it's not quite at 1 hit territory. It definitely hits.
Well, that's 5 normal, but because I'm flaming, I also get 2d6.
Yep.
So that's 15 damage. Beautiful fiery damage, and I want him to burn.
And coming in, you
Burn.
you essentially treat this Gnoll that is trying to shove you away like it's the Black Knight in Monty Python, and you're lopping off limbs. And as you do so, they're just torching, and you're making more Gnoll goop that just falls to the ground before just taking off its head and then pinning that head to the floor so that it's engulfed in flames from your, is it rapier or sword? Rapier. From your rapier.
Burn, baby, burn.
Yeah, it's dead. He's gone. He's got Disco Inferno. Yep. Do you have anything else on your turn?
I do, but I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to
Okay.
enjoy the flames.
All right. So we're back now to Zachary. And
Right,
your two
Zachary.
duplicates. I need to get rid of one.
Yeah,
Can his
two
duplicates attack?
No.
Oh.
They're just illusions. Yeah, I'm gonna run up to here.
Mm-hmm. You move you,
And
I'll follow you with
They'll
your
follow.
illusions.
yeah, I'll just shoot. I'll
You're
just
After Effect. You're like an anime cartoon with the just the speed run, but not speedy, following you up the tunnel.
I'll throw a firebolt at the Gnoll. So
Yeah, now Firebolt's not magic missile, so is it? It's got
No,
to, you got to roll the
yes,
hit on that. Yeah.
correct. Hold on.
This Gnoll is looking, snarling, looking trapped and wild-eyed around. Doesn't look comfortable at all.
Alright.
It's
17 to hit. No, 24 to hit. Sorry.
24, 17 hits, so 24 definitely hits.
So that's 2d 10 damage. 6.
Look at the pretty
fire
colors.
damage.
Yeah. And managing to sort of turn its body, because it's watching all of you in like a heightened adrenal state, the Gnoll managed to avoid some of what you sent its way, but it is looking pretty fucking sore from the flames that hit it, if even partially, and singeing its fur. Now that Gnoll, with all of that happening, it's back to the Gnoll's turn, is actually going to attempt to turn and run, giving Fokionis an attack of opportunity.
Oh, hell
So,
yeah.
Fok, with your equipped weapon, which is your sword, you can take a swing at it as it's
Do it
attempting to
at
get
advantage?
away, because it does not. No, it's just a straight swing. It
Okay.
doesn't have disengage, so it's taken the.
Okay.
It's trying to get away.
Does 20 hit that motherfucker?
20 does hit that motherfucker who is attempting to get away from you. It's trying to head this way.
All right.
Yeah, don't go past me.
No, it's not giving you an attack of opportunity.
It's not that dumb.
No, it's dumb. Not that dumb. These two Gnolls that were coming to check out all of the noise and inspecting, what was happening. Shit's gone sideways for them real fast.
Can I just? I've got two damage light swings. They're both for slashing. One's a D8, one's a D10. I'll probably ask this before.
Yes, you have.
Okay, cool. It's just a normal one, isn't it?
So one's if you're having it in one hand, and one's you have it.
Yes, and
Oh, so
you
D8
said that
one
you were running with the sword and shield,
D8
so
one
you've
hand.
got it
That
in
makes
one
sense.
hand. So you get the
So-
lower number of dice.
I look forward to
lower
asking you that again
value
soon.
dice. I'm getting flashbacks to myself and feeling that there's just karma coming my way here about spells
So I
and
can't use
bonus
the spell?
actions.
I want to cast the spell.
Universe
Wait. Can I cast the
is
spell?
paying me back.
So I can't cast the spell, but can I cast the spell?
You've already cast the spell. Yes, but I want to cast the spell. I had 6 points of
Now,
damage.
6 points of damage. 6 points is exactly what that Gnoll's health was. So as it attempts to get away,
Edge.
you slash it in the back, just as it thinks it's away and out of reach. You're attempting initially to maybe hamstring it, but your strike is so forceful that you end up just taking both legs at the angle you hit off and part of the way through the the hip with your strike, and it's just like and he's gone. You've got
Alea,
now
Manchester.
one pile of Gnoll goop and one dismembered Gnoll corpse. And that appears to be it in terms of what you've encountered from the appears to have only been 2 Gnolls that at this stage came to investigate all the noise and maybe just see if there was anything left from the firebomb that went off.
Cool. All right. So are we? Let's investigate corpses, area,
Yeah,
etc.
did I have anything?
We're out of combat now, right?
You are out of combat, yes.
I want to
you've
burn the
got-
other body.
Wait. We're not on this party.
Stop.
And Sophocleonis sees Jake heading towards the dismembered corpse from the
Come
current
on, before
blue.
you make crispy ears out of him, let me look. Want to see what he's
Okay.
got.
Can I
What
just
if
say
it
quiet?
comes back though?
Can I
He's
just say
not coming
quietly to
back.
Alea,
He's
don't
nothing
let
can
Jake
listen.
get those files.
From the burnt bloopy corpse, you're able to salvage quite a shitty quality spear and a longbow that you've carved in half, which is now really just splinters, and a shield that was destroyed in the attack. So, I mean, if Ali or any of you want to pick up about 5-6 pounds of just scrap timber, you're welcome to it. But otherwise,
really
what you've got
looking
is
for
one
more
spear.
to be fair, as the priority.
Looking for what? Sorry.
I'm looking for Penelope.
Oh, your javelin is still sticking out of its arm.
Yeah, cool.
So
I'll
yeah,
go take it out of the wall.
sorry, I just assumed you were. Yeah,
And look at Jake and go, Jake, I found some kindling for you.
Burn, baby, burn.
Oh my
Just
god.
like,
I just
this cave is like good ventilation or something. Is smoke?
it doesn't
Ventilation,
appear to be
ventilation.
filling with the acrid smoke as yet that you have left behind. So, like some of the other spaces you've been in, there seems to be some AI fuckery into the way things are designed that, at least at this point, that are not stifling you in the smoke of shit that's been burnt. And as you see this wild-eyed Jake smiling with just a grin that looks like it belongs on the cover of a comic book and not on the face of the hero, skipping across to the corpse of the second Gnoll, where Phocyonis has kicked up some bits of timber over the top of it to act as kindling, and it launches into flame, with Phocyonis having just recovered his own Penelope and also another just shitty quality javelin. Oh, sorry, spear. Shitty quality spear. Make up for the one that you dropped broke in the pit. So being out of combat, just to where you guys are at the moment now, with one burning and one burning out pile of Gnoll goop. There's 2 campfires of that similar formation of that raggedy bedding and just broken shit all around, and bones, and there's probably another latrine hole dug that Alea might sniff out. Again, around the 2 of you, but there doesn't appear to be any other Gnolls making themselves known at this stage. And you can also see that there's appears to be up and around the corner to the right. Not exactly sure what it is, mud or water or muddy water. From where you can see, it's difficult to tell, but there definitely seems to be a viscousy, kind of swampy pathway up to the right.
Alright, have a look at the pathway, see if it's like dangerous, or is this just
Yep. All right. Yep.
hi guys.
All right. So I'll bring you over about here. So 2 campfires. Zachary's moved away from the gingerly around one of the smoking corpses to have a look. Now, excuse me, what are you looking for here? Are you looking for a general description, Zach? Are you
Yeah.
looking for an investigation of something specific, or
I just like if it's like would be dangerous to us, or if it just looked like it'd just be difficult to get through. That's
Oh, that is a little bit specific. So, yeah, can you give me an investigation roll, please? Just as you check out that
Sure.
entryway and the
incoming
muddy.
3. Sorry,
Okay,
10.
10. So it doesn't appear to be too dangerous. The surface looks really like muddy water, but it's difficult to tell whether like what sits underneath that. It's a brown in your vision that's being lit up by the rapier that's behind you. You can see that it's like that. It definitely looks like muddy, swampy water. It's difficult to tell what's underneath. And from where you were before, now that you've walked around the cave, the trap that pinged is now off to your right. Like you'd be aware that it's somewhere off to your right. You obviously don't have a clear indication because you're not using the wand just at the moment, but it from where you were, it was off to the left. Now it's sort of down and to the right. You can't quite see around the corner, like there's a bend in the muddy, swampy water. That's what you get with your 10.
All right. So you guys ready to move on? Or want to stay here and ambush any more that come? Like,
Let's move.
all right. We press forward cautiously into the.
Are we aware that that Jake's gonna set shit on fire, or is Jake have the opportunity?
Jake has lit up that corpse, the second corpse.
All right, okay, cool.
Has skipped over, smiling, and with great joy lit up the kindling. So you've got one
Isn't
corpse
it
that is just
such
about
an-
burnt out, and the other that is burning.
Beautiful ambience.
Is that Lily's avatar just on fire? Mirror image lasts 1 minute, so yeah, be gone.
I would say that it's gone now then. Yep. So Fokionis and Jake, are you guys heading up? So and Alea as well. So Zachary's headed up. He's ready to move on. Fokionis has said, "Yeah, let's keep on pushing." What do the other two of you want to do?
Just like a big pile of trash over there, looks like.
There is a lot of stuff around the Oh, that's good. That's fucking gold. Yeah, there is a multiple piles of stuff around each of the campfires and scattered around where you guys had your fight. Like that, there's been quite a few gnolls have been sleeping in this location compared to the other one.
Yeah, let's rifle through their personal belongings. Do that.
All right. So you've investigated the swampy water.
Yeah.
So you're looking to see if there's anything useful. We'll finish up with this. So anyone who wants to dig through and see what you can find, give me either an investigation or a perception roll, whichever you prefer, and I'll tell you what you find, and that's where we'll finish up.
And yeah, Alea, do you want to just assist me so I roll with advantage? Yeah. All right. Done. 17.
Ooh. All right. So with Alea lending her nose, but being a little bit tentative, not wanting to get in a snoot full of Gnoll shit again, Zach, as you a bit more carefully this time after, disappointingly, Fokionis found the mirror and you didn't. So you're a bit more careful and cautious. So this time around, as you do find a few things that there's more bones and meat and crap than things that have been destroyed beyond recognition. You find a moldy old book, but when you pick it up, it just falls apart. It's unreadable. You pick up a set of rusted lockpicks that are almost like on the verge of breaking. They've definitely seen better days. But just as you're about to, to give up and encourage Jake to, or let Jake know that if he wants to, he can start burning shit, which he wants to. You do find tucked in behind just a pile of miscellaneous crap, a tattered and torn map that you don't really have time at the moment. You're not studying it carefully, but it appears to be a map that matches up with the map you have of the world between, but not with all the details on it. And there appears to be several key locations there marked with red circles and crosses on that map.
Treasure.
And that's what you've got.
Treasure. Awesome.
Sure, Gnoll treasure map. And like, I see we're after midnight Queensland time. So with that, so we're going to finish up with the discovery of this rather strange map that was in the the ownership of a Gnoll or Gnolls, that was either discarded or lost or dropped. Unsure, but it was definitely difficult to find. But you did manage to dig it out, and you've sussed out that there's a pathway forward that appears to be a bit swampy. That's where we're going to leave it tonight, in the flaming Gnoll hole.
I think there's a cream for that.
Well, yep, you certainly needed one at the start of the the night.
I just imagine if I hit with that dagger, I would have exploded, and it would have been so cool.
I
It would
do
have been
have
like a superhero.
what would have happened if you it was a difficult reaction hit,
Yeah.
and a high damage that needed to be done to actually prevent the Gnoll from landing on you guys and exploding, but it was definitely possible. It would have been pretty funny. Would have been epic ninja dagger throw, a light dagger as well. Oh, I can't believe that you had one hit point left. How fuck would that have been? You got one healing potion in your whole party. If you'd been burnt crispy.
Yeah, I don't have a healer anymore.
No, you don't.
You need to buy healing potions, guys.
Nah, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it didn't help Ivy much, did it? Anyway.
There we go.
And on that note, I'm going to end the stream there. You can stay tuned for the rest of whatever happens next on YouTube. But until then, peace out. Love you all. Thanks for the hang, everyone. Thanks for the raid, Monsters of Mayhem. And we'll catch you all real soon. Bye.
Bye.
Crazy bastards.
Bye. Bye. Fuck, you were too quick. I was trying to get the Elvis sound to go with the fucking flame chroma as well.
Oh.
There's too many sounds that could be used for, like, Inferno,
How good is your parties? Like, oh yeah, we'll bring Jake in. Yeah, let's get Jake a flaming sword. And now we got this pyromaniac with a flaming rapier. Just Lily, that's just gold. It's just gold.
Nothing matters. Everything can burn.
Team Chaos.
It was even the skipping. Like, I'm just going to skip with the rapier still on fire. Like a meme behind you of just shit burning. You're like,
he is that meme of the kid by the house burning.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Like that? Yeah, that's better. That's better.
Oh, that's awesome. That's terrifying.
That's better.
Can you see the that one, Lily?
Yeah. I wonder if there's a way I can make this meme.
I'm confident there's a way you can make this meme.
I trust in your abilities. That is terrifying.
I can provide you with the burning GIF.
Okay. Oh man.
Oh,
Please, please just
actually,
don't burn my entire homebrew
Louis,
world to the
if
ground.
you made the eyes, if you made the eyes transparent, I could put the flame effect behind that would show through as like burning eyes.
Oh god.
That will work. I mean, or not,
I'm gonna let you guys sort that one out.
What do you mean?
Yeah, thanks for the game.
Yes,
That
thank
was
you all.
yeah.
Sleep well.
Go
Good
enjoy your
night.
sleep.
Yes.
Fireball was a hell of a surprise. Just like, bro.
So I've been
Yeah.
waiting for the place to put in insert creature, the flaming catapult. That's right. This
He's like, so
this was like, yeah.
this guy's just like sitting there covered in. He's
Yep.
like alive. It's like, man, I hope no one comes in because I die.
You don't know his story. Maybe the fire was his sweet release from I don't know what.
Yeah, he volunteered for this. This is a prestigious
It's
way
like the
to
penguins,
die
you know.
for an
Boom boom, no boom boom.
He's like,
Yeah.
when they hear the explosion go off, it's like, oh, he's so lucky.
He's so lucky. So lucky.
Well, no one was in any particular hurry, thankfully for you guys to come looking, or see what was
Yeah.
left. It was not a real. Doesn't seem that they expected anything to wander through the make it past the earth-shattering kaboom. Oh,
Yes,
good
but remember,
times.
nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Exactly.
Yeah, he can survive anything.
Oh, all right, you lot.
Go.
It's time for me to go and have a nap and get things ready for the next part of where this goes.
Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, it's been good. Good.
Glad to hear it.
Fun.
That
Right, here's
was
me
fun.
bitching about not having a map, and then we just didn't get far enough in for and then all of a sudden map.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, we got a map,
oops,
but it's not of the
sorry.
place we're in. Though. It's of the upper world.
That's okay.
Yeah, and all you've had a chance to do is a quick cursory glance and look at it to see what it is. You haven't had a chance to investigate it carefully or suss out what it actually might
That
be.
can come later, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, good night. Looking forward to next week.
Me too.
Mhm.
All right, you crazy, chaotic fuckers.
Bye.
See ya.
See you next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.